take a look at the brackets for all remaining FIBA World Cup games. The games taking place in Barcelona are on the left and the games in Madrid are on the right. En pantalla el resto de emparejamientos de esta Copa del Mundo FIBA de baloncesto. Los partidos de Barcelona a la izquierda y los de Madrid a la derecha. Final results yesterday in Barcelona in the quarterfinals. En pantalla los marcadores de ayer de Barcelona cuartos de final. 73-61 for Lithuania versus Turkey. 73-61 para Lituania frente a Turquía. And 119-76 for the USA versus Slovenia. 119 para los Estados Unidos frente a Eslovenia.
Good evening and welcome to Madrid. Welcome to the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. We have reached the quarterfinal stage of the world's most illustrious basketball tournament. And so tonight, from Madrid, 4 teams fight for the right to play in the semifinals of the 17th edition of the race for the Naismith Trophy. In tonight's opening game, the Eagles of Serbia square off against the national team from Brazil. There's the slate of games we have on offer for you. It is Serbia versus Brazil in the opener, and France will square off against Spain in this evening's game. Well, this is the second time that these two teams, Serbia and Brazil, have met one another in a competitive international. Both of them are two-time champions of this tournament. The last time they played, which was the first time they had ever met, was just 1 week ago in the group stages in Granada. Brazil won that game by a score of 81-73 on the strength of a 21-point contribution by Marquinhos. I'm joined in the commentary booth, as always, by my partner, John Rogers. And John, after 2 days off, we're looking forward to playing some basketball.
That's right, Leon. It's great to be here, isn't it? We're seeing some great ball, and this game promises to be quite interesting.
Well, the players here in Madrid have been dreaming about tonight's game for the last 48 hours here in the Spanish capital. These teams have had the last 2 days off, a long siesta even by Spanish standards. But this evening they vie for the chance to join the USA and Lithuania, who have already secured their places in the semis with wins yesterday in Barcelona. There's a Brazil team as they make their way onto the floor. Brazil won this competition twice, back in 1959 in Chile, 1963 in Rio. Ancient history as far as these players are concerned. None of them had yet been born. It'll be Brazil in their green uniforms. And John, how do you feel as a player coming off 2 days off? Does this throw off your momentum, throw off your timing, or are you glad for the rest?
No, I think both these teams needed a rest. The one thing is they're both coming off, their last wins were big wins. They're solid wins. And I feel that Serbia probably, with some of the individual performances that they had, they probably feel pretty good right now.
Well, Brazil beat Argentina 85-65 to get themselves here. It was a fantastic win for them on Independence Day. And as for this Serbian team, they beat Greece comfortably 90-72, a Greek team that, John, had performed very well in the tournament up until that point.
Yeah, the Greek team was undefeated, and all of a sudden, Serbia came in there and just played a solid game, 40 minutes. You had guys like Kalinic that just played excellent, but I think there's also another key. Krstić looked very good also, and if he begins to perform at the level he's capable of doing, this team is that much better.
Well, Coach Djordjevic has used Nenad Krstić sparingly to give the veterans some rest throughout the length of this tournament. We're going to pause here in La Palacio de Deportes in Madrid and rise to our feet to honor the national anthems of Serbia and Brazil.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Serbia, el himno nacional de Serbia.
Well, the players will meet at midcourt and shake each other's hands once again. John, these two teams met in the group phases. And is this a game as a player you look forward to, especially if you're Serbia? Is there a slight psychological advantage for the Serbs?
Yeah, Liam, I think so. I think they've got to feel pretty confident coming into this game. They played very well their last game. And against Brazil, they probably had their worst performance of all the games that they've played since they've been here. They shot very poorly. They just struggled even from 2-point range. They struggled from 3-point range. They've got to feel like they've got momentum coming in now, especially Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic had a breakout game the other night. And so I think, talking to them, they have a chance to go over what they did wrong in that game and correct those mistakes.
Buenas noches y bienvenidos a Madrid. If you're just joining us, welcome to the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Here's a look at a Brazil lineup as they get ready to square off in this quarterfinals match with Serbia. John, as you mentioned, we had Bogdanovic, who was the hero for Serbia in their win over Greece, but it was another 22-year-old for Brazil, Raul Neto, who had 21 points, pacing them to their win against Argentina.
Yeah, Raul Neto was spectacular. He made them pay. The Argentina defense went underneath the screens when he was running the screen pick and rolls. He made them pay because he was hitting those long-range two-pointers, but he also got to the basket and was able to make things happen. That was just an outstanding performance by Raul Neto last game.
Neto kept the number 5, Marquinhos there, who will start at point guard. I beg your pardon, Marcelino Portas on the bench. But Portas gets the start from coach Ruben Manjano. There's Nenad Krstić, the veteran for Serbia. We'll see how many minutes he plays. And John, there was a wild card for the Serbs in their win against Greece, a player that has caught your eye throughout this tournament. That is Nikola Kalinic.
Yes, he started that game, and it's funny because against Brazil, the first round, he did not play. He might have been in there less than a minute against Brazil, and he had started earlier, but he came off and got the team going right off the bat, made a couple spectacular slams in that first half. He's been shooting very well with high percentage of both 3-point range and 2-point range. He's always going to do it on the defensive end, but I think he provided them the spark and got them going.
Coach Djordjevic rewards Kalinic with a start tonight. It's Teodosic who will also start throughout the tournament. John, we've seen Teodosic coming off the bench, so Coach Djordjevic turning to the veteran and giving him a start.
Yeah, he's as the tournament's been going on, he looks like he's a little bit more assertive, looking for his own options, and he's scoring. He's already averaging 10.8 per game, 4.3 assists. But you know what, Liam? He's not turning the ball over. He's doing an excellent job taking care of the ball. He's got great court vision, and it's fun to watch him make passes.
It's fun to watch him set his feet and shoot. Any young players out there, watch out. Miloš Teodosic points his feet at the basket, pulls the trigger, and always a heartwarming moment to see a youngster here from Madrid come out and present the ball to one of tonight's officials. It's been a marquee in all of the games thus far, and it's great to see the players who, despite the occasion, have got time to slap the youngster a high five. There's Coach Ruben Manjano, the Argentinian-born coach of Brazil, and I wonder if it was a bittersweet victory for him, John, as he beat his native Argentina, a team that he had coached previously in his career.
Yeah, he has personal relations. He knows all those Argentinian players, and that was a big game for Brazil. They had a lot of pressure. Argentina's been their arch rival. They played them at this level. They played a great game. They got off to a slow start, but they were able to come back and they won convincingly.
Well, buenas noches, todos. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Spanish capital. Welcome to Madrid for the quarterfinal stage of the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. In this evening's opening game, it is Serbia in the white against Brazil in the green. And this for a chance to advance to the semifinals to join Lithuania and the USA. First possession to the Brazilians. And Serbia will settle down into their man-to-man defense. This clash between teams that have both won this tournament on 2 occasions. Early touch into Verajao. Kick it back out to Hortas. Bjelica's going to guard inside. Verajao steps away from the basket. And the first hoop of the evening goes to Anderson Verajao.
That was set up by the pick and roll. Bjelica had to cover the big roll, and plus Varejao, and he elected to go with the big. Varejao was left wide open.
Teodosic curls on the screen, didn't get it. Instead, Bjelica has it. He'll hand it off to the Serbian point guard. Teodosic steps through the lane. That shot is blocked by Anderson Varejao.
That's a huge advantage for Brazil. Whenever you have a big guy like Varejao can step out on the perimeter and defend the guards. Here he takes away a shot from Teodosic.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Bjelica, he's going to put it on the floor. Little pass to Radulica! And Radulica with the dunk.
Great composure by Bjelica. We see him, the shot clock running down. Knew there was enough time. Nice little nifty bounce pass. Bjelica finishes.
Get a look at the beard there from Miroslav Radulica. He's adopted a new nickname in his home of Serbia. It is Bradulica. Brada is the Serbian word for beard. Call me whatever you like. Just give me the ball and let me the bucket and let me go to the rim. And Radulica with the first foul.
Leon, this is going to be important that the Serbian big man can defend the Brazilians one-on-one in the post with single coverage, because when they played Brazil the first time, Brazil killed them from the outside from 3-point range. 48% in that game, shooting from 3.
Here's the man who was devastating, Marquinhos, the number 14 for Brazil. Trying to find space, and as you say, John, many times they run him off the 3-point line, but he ends up with the easy 2, Marquinhos.
That's good composure by Marquinhos there. Took what the defense gave him. Didn't want to give him a 3. He made sure he capitalized with a 2.
You're teaching me things about the game. I learned that from you. Run somebody off the 3-point line. Speaking of which, I know this: don't foul somebody when they're in the act of shooting threes. And here's Teodosic, who'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
That's one of basketball's cardinal sins. You do not want to foul. You see it right there on the arm. Barbosa.
Teodosic will step to the line to throw it 3 times. The veteran Barbosa makes the schoolboy error. Milos Teodosic played with CSKA Moscow this year. They advanced to the Final 4 of the EuroLeague, but sadly lost in the semis. 2010, Teodosic was both the EuroLeague MVP and the FIBA Europe Player of the Year. So, John, he's starting tonight, and is that an easy transition for him to go through? He's been coming off the bench as a reserve, and now he starts. A player of his experience, is that a problem for him?
No, there's no problem for Milos Teodosic. He has so much confidence. You can see it on the floor. He's ready to play. He wants to play. He'd be out there 40 minutes if he could.
Right now he's got to guard Hortas, who throws a pass inside to Splitter. Splitter stepped through in his reverse layup, no good. Bjelica with the rebound. Injects some pace. Fans out to the wing. Markovic, who's had a steady tournament for the Serbs. Gonna try and break down Splitter on the dribble. The scoop shot had been good.
Good speed there by Markovic. You saw him get everybody cleared out. He isoed from the top, got all the way to the basket.
Good drive by the number 9 for Serbia. Here's the number 9 for Brazil. Hortas looking for a pass. Marquinhos with his first clean lob. Count it!
Oh, Serbia knows that. They cannot give him that long look at 3. He gathered himself, looked at the rim. It's nothing but net.
7-7, good early pace. Teams are shooting well, and Teodosic makes me a prophet. He knocks down a 3 for Serbia.
Yeah, both these teams come out. You can see they feel good. They've got great momentum. Both sides are playing excellent basketball.
So much about being sluggish or your timing being off after the 2 days of rest. Both teams are sharp early on. Cortez's hook pass to Splitter just strolls down the lane. He missed the easy one. Kalinic with the rebound for Serbia. The Elite's going to try to exploit the mismatch against Barbosa. Moves it on to Kalinic, who gets in the lane. Just didn't even look at his shot, Johnny. He was looking to pass the whole way there. Markovic rises for his 3, and that's in and out. Quick outlet to Marquinhos. Brazil come the other way. Pass is kicked by Kalinic, so it's the new 14 seconds on the shot clock for Brazil. Sideline out of bounds.
Brazil loves to go to the block. We see this is the third player they're using posting up, Marquinhos. You see he's capable of scoring from down there too. Brazil's got a great offensive attack. They want the ball inside. Play from there.
Cortez. His pass intended for Splitter. Was it touched by Radulice? It was, so it'll be 5 seconds on the shot clock for the Brazilians. Headline ball for Brazil. And up and good. Varejão with the basket.
Good execution, Varejão, so long. Good length, was able to stick with it. Finish.
Brazil come into tonight's game with a 5-1 record. Their only loss to the hosts, Spain. Foul before the act of shooting against Thiago Splitter. Splitter giving that quizzical look. You know that look, John. Who, me, ref? Come on. Coach Djordjevic patrolling the sidelines. Teodosic comes back to get the ball from Bjelica. Pass intended for Radulice, intercepted by Varejão. Cortez in the open court. Double team on Cortez. He finds Varejão, and Varejão's jump hook, short. The putback off the mark. The second putback, no good. And here's Teodosic. It's a 3-on-3 for Serbia. They don't have good floor balance as Teodosic slows it down. Now into Kalinic. Going against Barbosa. Kalinic powers it up. Easy 2 by Nikola Kalinic.
Good footwork there. You see a simple drop step, and all of a sudden he's wide open underneath the basket.
Splitter in the low post. They'll kick it back out to Cortez. Cortez's shot is no good, and Kalinic with a defensive rebound for Serbia. And then Krstic at the scorer's table to come in for the Eagles of Serbia. Teodosic, a pretty fake, and the teardrop shot is up and good.
Teodosic is feeling it. He's off to a fast start. That's already 8 points for him.
Splitter's pass to Marquinhos. Nice vision by Splitter to open up the opportunity for Marquinhos.
That's great. Yeah, it's a good movement without the ball by Marquinhos.
Varejão now has to guard Teodosic on the perimeter. Bjelica with the long 3, wouldn't fall for him. This is Kalinic who commits the foul to stop the transition opportunity. John, we've had very good flow throughout this. It's hard to believe we played 6 minutes already in this first quarter.
Yes, teams look sharp. They're taking care of the ball, shooting accurately.
Radulica and Kalinic check out. Bogdanovic, Krstic come in for Serbia. Barbosa has yet to open his account. still has a 0 next to his name on the scoreboard. Here's Bjelica. Inside out dribble. Draws the contact of Huertas, just couldn't finish. Huertas is fouled in the open court by Markovic. That's 2 quick fouls against Stefan Markovic.
Both looked like tactical fouls. He's stopping the fast break. Brazil's had numbers. That's one thing Serbian coaches have been talking about. They do not want Brazil to get going in the fast break. They got to get back. The transition defense is very important for Serbia.
Marquinhos, the screen from the splitter on the wing, and Bogdanovic comes right out and says, "Hey, coach told me you can shoot it. I'm all over you." Marquinhos finds space. Short. Bogdanovic with the rebound. This Kirsten's just in the game. He'll exchange the ball with Teodosic. Bjelica was open on a backdoor cut. Shot clock at 5. Markovic spins, but he alligator arms the shot short. Here's Barbosa. This time it's Bjelica who commits the tactical foul. I think both teams, John, have been relatively pleased with their start. It's just 3 points in it, and teams have been able to get reasonable looks and make shots.
Serbia's dodged some bullets. They've given up some open threes. But other than that, they've got to be pleased. Definitely, Brazil has not gotten able to get out and run in fast breaks. They haven't been doing too much damage in the low post either.
Huertas, he snaps a pass to Splitter. Nice vision by Huertas. Splitter converts the easy 2. Some contact away from the ball. It's on Marquinhos. He's called for a hold.
That play really was set up. Marquinhos bumped Bogdanovic. He's coming down the floor on the fast break. Bogdanovic didn't see him, ran into him, and he said, "Hey, ref, what's going on?" So he had a foul. We can see right now, Bogdanovic actually grabs his arm, grabs Vieira's arm, to draw attention to the ref.
Alex Garcia in the game for Brazil. And, you like the defense of Garcia, John?
Oh, how can you not like his defense? He's all over the place. He's so strong, aggressive. But he surprises also because he's been shooting 38% from three-point range. He's helping them on the offensive end also.
Serbia on offense now. Bjelica gets in the lane, rises, uses his length effectively, and converts the easy shot inside.
There he took his time, was able to finish. Great ball handling skills. We see it again from Bjelica.
Stefan Jovic in for Serbia. He'll dig in and guard Huertas. Benajau pulls out Bjelica, gets deep into the paint, and the block by Bogdanovic. It looked from here like it might have been a foul, John, but the referees have a better angle. Benajau is pleading his case for sure. He says he hit me in the head, ref. Sometimes when your arm comes down, we watch Bogdanovic. As soon as you make that downward movement, you'll have to get called for the foul, won't you?
Yes, we saw right there. The ball was clean. It was there might have been contact there on the head, like he's saying, but definitely after the ball was definitely cleanly blocked.
We'll take our first break in the action. It's Serbia 16, Brazil 13. Inside the huddle of Brazil. John, we highlighted the play of Raul Neto, who threw in 21 points in Brazil's win against Argentina. But we've yet to see Neto. Does that surprise you a little bit? A player who's in good form and he's hot. As a coach, would you like to get him in the game early?
Well, I think Magnano wants to stick with the roles. And so far, like you said, this has been a very fast-paced first quarter. It's only the first time out right now. So these 8 minutes have actually gone by pretty quickly. Neto will get his time, but I think Magnano must like what he sees from from Huertas has been able to get his teammates good looks, and he's been able to get to the basket himself.
Cortes with 4 assists already, so that speaks for itself. And again, a crafty move here by Anderson Varejão, who earns himself a trip to the line.
There we have it, another foul committed in the act of shooting, again from three-point range.
This time, John, just to make matters worse for Nenad Krstić, there was just 1 second left on the shot clock when he commits the foul.
Very, very smart move by Varejão. Give him credit. He knew that Krstić knew there's only 1 second left. The most normal thing is he's going to rise up and shoot. But you don't expect Varejão to shoot with a high percentage from that range. You definitely do not want to foul him in that situation.
Varejão had a couple of seasons with Barcelona. He's a EuroLeague champion himself. Plays in the NBA for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Makes 2 of 3. Just less than 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter of the first quarterfinal from Madrid. Kalinic tries to find space, kicks it out to Bjelica. Bjelica again drives and draws a foul. Bjelica showing he's got a quick first step and is a threat going to the basket.
He's been a threat going to the basket, especially going right. That's at least 4 times this quarter he's gotten to the deep paint going right. Your Brazil right now might want to take away his right or some left. He can handle with both hands, but he looks very strong going to his right.
Bjelica headed to Fenerbahce next season to play with Bogdan Bogdanovic. 2 young men from Belgrade are going to Turkey. Bjelica goes 1 for 2 from the line. Varejão with the rebound for Brazil. Cortes' pass just off the mark, intended for Barbosa. Bogdanovic picks up his dribble early. And there's the defense of Garcia, who steals a pass by Kalinic. Terrific defense by Alex Garcia.
Look at the agility. If we see the replay, he gets his hand on the ball, and then he was fast enough to get to that ball before it went out of bounds. Grabbed it. Watch him grab it. He throws it low off the feet. Now he's going to throw the ball off the feet of your opponent. That's the way to do it. Throw it hard and low.
Good heady play by Garcia. Barbosa's passing to Nene, who's joined the party. Nene's running scoop shot wouldn't fall. Bogdanovic with the rebound for Serbia. Bjelica in transition in full flow. Another right-handed layup for the number 8 from Serbia.
Bjelica looks very comfortable running the floor, handling the ball, getting to the basket.
Fans probably wouldn't have seen it, John, but Teodosic got off his seat and ran down the sideline, imploring his teammates to go in transition. So the veteran showing some leadership from the Pine. Look away pass inside to Varejão. He's fouled on the floor.
Again, Varejão draws a foul with the shot fake. Very heady player. I know he's a smart defensive player, but he's also got a great feel for the game on the offensive end.
Second personal foul on Bjelica, who checks out with just about 37 seconds left here in the first quarter. No doubt Krstić and Bjelica will be talking at halftime saying, I fell for the head fake too. I know how it feels. Varejão makes the Serbians pay. Varejão's enjoying his 3rd World Cup with the team in 2006 in Japan and 2010 in Turkey. This is the first time that Brazil have been in the quarterfinals since the USA in 2002. Jovic, bullet pass inside to Bogdanovic. His baby hook shot up and good.
Baby left hook, showed some good skills there, using his offhand to finish. Turned away from the defender.
Cortes' Bounce pass intended for Garcia, broken up by the Serbs. And Jovic lets fly, which is just off the mark. So after the first quarter of play here in the first quarterfinal from Madrid, Serbia leads Brazil by 4. Score, Serbia 21, Brazil 17, as the teams go to their benches. John, Serbia shooting 70% from inside the arc. That's a terrific start for them.
Yeah, there's a lot of points scored in the paint. 14 points in the paint by Serbia.
Five of those points from Nemanja Bjelica, who's been able to get to the basket on the dribble drive. You can look at some highlights from the first 10 minutes of play. There are some of those points in the interior. The dunk by Radulica. John, you and I both look back at this first group game between these two teams. Brazil led by 16 at halftime. The Serbs clawed themselves back in it. I think if you're Coach Djordjevic, you're very happy with where the game is at this stage.
Yes, they got off to a good start. I think they dodged a few bullets. Brazil had some good looks that they weren't able to finish underneath. But I think it's Djordjevic's team is executing his strategy, which is don't give up any fast break points, and you do not want to help down on the post players.
Well, fast break points have been hard to come by so far. Just 2 points in transition scored by Serbia. And the Brazilians yet to have any fast break points.
We saw Serbia stop a few fast break opportunities, effectively using their fouls.
Serbia come out with Jovic, Teodosic, Krstic, Milicevic, and Bogdanovic in the first possession here in the second quarter. Krstic gets a touch in the mid-post. Back down Nene. Krstic's step back shot just rims out. Good defense by Nene.
Nene's been effective. He's setting some great screens on the offensive end, and we saw great defensive possession by him on that play.
Brazil come out with Garcia, Hortas, Feijão, Barbosa, and Nene with the ball now. Hortas, such a pass first, shoot second. Point guard, and he finds Garcia for the three.
Nice play. That drive sucked Bogdanovic in a little bit to help. It was just enough to give Garcia space.
Fifth assist for Hortas. Milicevic will try a three of his own. That rims out. Krstic is one white jersey on the backboard. Can't come up with it. Back come Brazil. The foul on the baseline. It's against Serbia. We'll see what's on here.
Barbosa's speed has been impressive throughout this tournament. We see him beating his man off the dribble very fast with the ball. He also moves very well without it.
Foul on Bogdanovic, beg your pardon, John.
Yeah, Bogdanovic is a good defensive player. We saw him just get beaten pretty easily there by Barbosa.
Radulica checks in for Krstic. Inline ball for Brazil. They trail by 1. Hortas snaps a pass to the corner to Garcia, who lets fly. Count it! And once again, it's Hortas to Garcia for the three.
He continues to be hot from three-point range.
Brazil now get their noses in front. They lead by 2. Who's this man here? The number 4 for Serbia have to say about it, Teodosic. Teodosic lets fly with a three of his own. It's up and good.
Yeah, his head is into this game. You can see Teodosic is very serious.
It's 2 for 2 from behind the rainbow with 11 points. Veteran for Serbia. Feijão is going to test the defense of Milicevic. Milicevic attracts a foul. He is a foul magnet. It's been a learning experience for him, John, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's the first time he's with the national team. He's given the team some good minutes, but you're right, he's been foul prone and had trouble you know, with the more experienced players.
Markovic will check in here for Jovic.
You know, we see Varejao doing a lot of work. He's got a plus-minus ratio that's just astronomical. He's got a 14.5 plus-minus ratio. His minutes on the floor, he's on the floor almost 23 minutes a game, but very productive.
Oh, my heavens, Nene can't finish off the terrific pass from Hortas. Well, that would have been something.
Looked like he was too explosive on that jump. He was up too high, went too far, too fast.
Even drew a small coach Ruben Magnano.
Threw it off the back of the rim. You see guys that get pinned on the front, but he was up there so high. It's off the back of the rim.
Don't blink when Marcelino Hortas has the ball and keeps the hands up. You never know when you're going to get it. Varejao checks out for Brazil. Joe Vanoni in the game for the first time, number 12. Bogdanovic slashes to the basket, lays it up and in.
Nice move, didn't settle for the three-pointer.
Well, Hortas runs into Nene. The Serbian fans want a travel call. It's one of those things you don't see very often.
Hortas was upset with that too.
Hortas rises for the mid-range jumper, in and out, and there were no green jerseys competing for the offensive boards. They've been few and far between, so they have. Radulica in the low post against Nene. Radulica, the running jump hook, no good. Markovic ends up on the floor. That's what happens when you go to the backboard. No wonder nobody wants to go get an offensive rebound.
Nobody wants to get near Nene. What strength he has in there. We saw him effectively keep Radulica away from the basket and then go back and challenge that defense for the defensive rebound.
Great shot there by the camera crew. So Neto in the game for the first time. Hortas played the first 13 minutes. Give a touch to Nene. Garcia, this time he's guarded. And the shot rattles in and out. Garcia grits his teeth. He knows he committed the foul, but all credit to him, John, because he's trying to stop that basketball in transition, which you love.
Yeah, look at him attack the ball. Three-quarters court, he's attacking the ball. Tough player.
It's one of the looks you give to the referee, and the referee's like, you know what, I'm not going to call a foul on you next time. You're going to keep looking at me like that. It's an intimidating look by Garcia. Nice pass from Bjelica to Radulica, who's fouled, and if it's on Barbosa, he gets his second. We'll see who the foul's on. It is Barbosa, and it is his second.
Serbia has really gotten a lot of their pick and rolls between the 4 and the 5, especially when Bjelica is playing the 4 position. Defenses are not used to seeing the 4-man run a pick and roll. Serbia's been able to get quite a bit out of that play.
Radulica looking for a contract, looking for a club for next year, recently released by the Golden State Warriors. Certainly, John, the performance he's putting together here in this tournament should stand him in good stead when it comes time to find a new club.
He's put up some good numbers. We've seen him run the floor well. Been very effective around the basket.
He's 1 for 2 that trip to the line. Serbia lead by 4. Joe Vanoni steps up, and his shot is an air ball. An uncharacteristic miss by a relatively good shooter for Brazil.
One of their best three-point shooters. That shot had no chance, was off to the side and low.
Speaking of shooters, Marcus Marquinhos Vieira checks in for Brazil. 21 points in this group game between these two teams was instrumental to securing the win for the Brazilians. Bjelica, stop and pop. Draws rim. Marquinhos for Brazil. Trying to break down Bjelica. Marquinhos is blocked by Bjelica. Terrific defense by the number 8 for Serbia, and he gets a hug from Teodosic.
That was important. He didn't pick up his second foul in that play. Excellent defense, and he avoided committing a foul.
Look at that shot. What a terrific shot. That is all ball. That is a molten sandwich for Marquinhos. Teodosic guarded closely by Giovannone. Teodosic drives to the basket, smooth as you like it, lays it up and in.
Nice finish, wasn't that? I thought he was going to go under the basket for a reverse layup. Finished with his left and have too much room to get that shot off, but did it effectively.
Gives Serbia a 6-point lead. It's their largest lead of the evening. Marquinhos to Neto. Neto ball fake, and his shot's up and good. That draws the back of the rim. And Giovannone keeps it alive for Brazil. Good composure inside. Nene with the one-handed flush.
Yeah, he made sure he's finishing that play. One thing Serbia has got to control the defensive boards. They have to keep Brazil off those offensive boards, avoid those second opportunities for Brazil. They'll kill you on those plays.
Well, Coach Djordjevic wants a timeout with exactly 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Serbia lead by 4, 29-25. John, Serbia is still pounding the ball inside, getting a lot of points. Does that surprise you, given the strength of the Serbian team in Venezia, Splinter, and Nene?
Well, Serbia, we've seen them in Granada in the group phase. They made it a priority to get the ball in the low post. See, they either get it there right straight from an entry pass from the wing, or they do it after a pick and roll. We see them in this game. They're making the bigs on Brazil move because they're running the pick and roll, which is difficult to shut down, to stop the ball and then also get back and recover in time to stop the inside player. So far, Serbia's been executing very well, making the big man's move from Brazil.
And I think it speaks to the versatility of Bjelica too. He brings a big away from the basket, and he takes him on a dribble, and so it gives a bit more space for his penetration, maybe a bit more space for Radulica to work inside as well.
Oh, that's very helpful. That stretches the defense. Bjelica's been very key in that.
Serbia, good possession coming out of the timeout. Here's Bjelica on the perimeter, and here's what he's been doing all night. He goes to the basket. This time he can't finish.
Nene forced him left.
Neto. Ooh, he explodes to the basket. Teodosic disagrees with the call.
Well, the block was clean. Let's see if there's some contact prior to that shot, which looked like there was some contact, or enough for the ref to whistle him for the foul right there. Obviously, the block was clean.
Teodosic going over and having a word with the referee. Neto shot off the mark. It's a day that Raul Neto will not soon forget, John. It was the first time Brazil beat Argentina in the World Cup since 1967. It came on their Independence Day, and Neto had 22 points in the win.
Yeah, he kept Argentina at bay. They were trying to make that comeback, and he made clutch shot after clutch shot.
Bogdanovic with a little up fake. Teodosic on the screen from Radulica. He is guarded doggedly by Garcia. Garcia is able to fight through the screen. Terrific defense by Alex Garcia.
He wore him down. He wore Teodosic down on that play. Great defense by Garcia.
Now Garcia goes to the basket. Radulica comes up with it. Serbia trying to break. Bogdanovic gives a touch inside to Radulica, and I love this, John. I love your big guy, Radulica, running the floor, and I even like the fact that the guards have the wherewithal to give him a touch. You got to reward those big guys when they run the floor.
You're right, Liam. And what Radulica does, he runs straight to the rim. He's in the middle of the paint. He doesn't run to the low post block position. He runs straight to the basket.
Then they called for the foul. It's the fourth team foul on the Brazilians, so it's possession for Serbia. Here's Bogdanovic on a down screen, and that's a shot that's well and truly off the mark. Neto to Garcia, into Nene, and Nene runs the floor well for the Brazilians and puts it up and in.
We saw Bogdanovic wanted to foul there, wasn't able to foul in time to stop that break. Results in an easy slam by Nene.
Bogdanovic, top of the key. His running pass intended for Radulica. Verejao comes up with it. Coach Djordjevic wants a timeout. And Marquinhos lays it up and in for Brazil. And Brazil now get themselves in front. The Brazilian fans are loving it here in Madrid. There's your score. Brazil 30, Serbia 29. As both teams go to their benches for a timeout here from Madrid.
Djordjevic was upset. Serbia had a foul to give, did not use it to stop the break there. Bjelica had a chance. The referees let him play, let play continue.
John Bogdanovic had 21 points for Serbia in their win against Greece. Fantastic game. We thought it was his breakout game, and he comes out. The last two possessions haven't been great for him. The shot was off the mark, and the last pass ended up in a turnover. He's only 22 years old. Is it hard for players to find that level of consistency here at the top level? Do you need some years of experience to get there?
Yeah, normally you need years of experience, and that will give you the confidence. But remember, he's facing a tough defensive squad in Brazil. They've got some tough exterior perimeter defenders, but also inside they're big and strong. And definitely Bogdanovic has struggled somewhat tonight. He's got a chance to come back. I wouldn't put it past him. We've seen so many great performances from him last year in the Eurobasket and also with Partizan in the EuroLeague. I think one key for Brazil, ever since Alex Garcia has been switched on to Teodosic, seems to have changed the rhythm of this game.
Last year, Bogdanovic was a EuroLeague rising star with Partizan Belgrade. He's on the bench now. Krstic in for Serbia. Bjelica again with the runner. The scoop off the window, no good. Good drive by Bjelica, just couldn't finish it off. Kaunic comes in as well for Serbia. Medojao checks in for Brazil. Neto drives baseline. His reverse layup is swallowed up by Krstic. Again, maybe alluding to that young player theme we picked up just a couple of minutes ago. Just 22 years old is Neto. Here's Teodosic. His shot is blocked by Nene.
Used his left hand to block that shot.
Nene playing volleyball with that one. Coach Sasha Djordjevic, coach of Serbia. Coach Djordjevic was on the Serbian national team in 1998 in Athens. Serbs won this competition. So Brazil lead by 1 with just over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Garcia just imposed himself physically on Teodosic.
Yeah, he just went at Teodosic. He was not going to stop until he got to the middle of the lane.
Teodosic with 13 for the Serbs. He leads all scorers. He'll give it to Nemanja Bjelica, whose shot is up and good. Nemanja Bjelica with a 3. That draws the score level. It's 32 each.
That's a big shot for Serbia because Bjelica has struggled from three-point range, just shooting 21% coming into this game. He's got to find confidence from that range.
Bjelica with 8 points so far tonight. And Marquinhos gets called for a push, and it's a contribution from Nikola Kaunic, who draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, he came in. His job is to do exactly what he did on that play. Make things happen on the defense. He's been impacting the game from that side. You see it right there.
See what it means to Marcelino Hortas. Teodosic's shot and another foul on a three-point shooter, and Garcia is beside himself. But John, at first glance, it looked like a clear foul.
Teodosic sells this. Let's see if there actually is contact. There's enough contact, definitely on the arm, on the wrist area.
This is the second time that Teodosic will go to the line for 3 shots, showing his experience. Larry Taylor, you see there, just checked in the game for Brazil, his first minute. Bjelica comes out.
Good move by Coach Djordjevic, protecting Bjelica from picking up his 3rd foul before halftime.
Speaking of 3rd fouls, it was the 3rd foul on Alex Garcia, so he goes to the pine to get some pine time. contribution does that man have for us tonight? Nenad Krstić has yet to open his account. Right now, John, it's the play of Teodosic. It's really carrying the Serbs.
Teodosic has been great. We see him running things on the offensive end, but he's been assertive, looking for his shot because we know he can shoot coming off those screens.
There's the master right there talking to the servant as Djordjevic has a word with Bogdanovic. Sent him into the game to replace Teodosic. Nene hands off to Marquinhos. Exchanges it with Varejão. Collapsing defense by the Serbs. Shot clock at 2. Nene has to pull the trigger for Brazil. Excellent defensive exchange by Serbia. Protected their goal well, didn't give away penetration. Now with less than a minute to play, Serbia a chance to build on this 3-point lead. Kaunic into Krstić. Krstić loves to pass and operate from the low post. The running hook drops for him.
Well, we see Krstić go to the middle. The last time he was on the block, he went to the fadeaway shot, didn't connect. Like that move, that's an aggressive move to the middle.
Little bump there, John, just to create some space. He used his shoulder to seal off Nene and just gave him enough space to finish that jump hook.
Yeah, you get your defender on your heel. He cannot, if he's on his heels, he cannot get up and contest that shot.
Well, just to paint a picture for the fans, John, what a wonderful spectacle this is as we look around the Palacio de Deportes here in Madrid. It looks like all of the seats are full. Got the dancing girls on the floor entertaining everybody, the music blaring in the arena. Just a wonderful spectacle. This, the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup.
How high are those last seats up there that are filled? It's a beautiful arena.
Arena you know well from your playing days here with Real Madrid.
That's right, they definitely love their basketball here in Madrid.
We will see the Spanish hosts later on tonight as they square off against France, but these two teams aren't thinking about this game. They're thinking about getting themselves to the semifinals. Serbia lead by 5, 38 ticks left. Brazil with the ball, so Serbia need to defend. Then, John, they'll have a good 13 or 14 seconds to try and respond. Vucevic in for Serbia. Taylor spills it. Kaunic comes up with another good hustle play by Nikola Kaunic, and Coach Djordjevic signals to the Serbs, slow down, let's get the last shot. Serbs share the basketball as they take some seconds off the clock. Now we're at 5. Bogdanovic keeps his dribble alive. He's gonna have to rise for the 3, that's no good. And Neto comes up with it, but the Serbs at least make sure they get the last opportunity to score here in the first half. That man there, Bogdanovic, a little bit off his game, but his teammates are up by 5. There's your score at halftime. Serbia 37, Brazil 32. John, Serbia is still imposing themselves inside. They're shooting 50%, 10 for 20. Neither team really getting it going from behind the arc. And Brazil with a sizable advantage on the backboards.
Yeah, they've been able to get to the offensive boards. They really haven't been able to capitalize as much as they would have liked to. Serbia's definitely got to control those boards much better in the second half.
Remember, a lot can happen between now and the end of the game in the next 20 minutes. When these teams met in Granada in the group phase, Brazil led by 16 at halftime. The Serbs came out and went up by 7 in the fourth quarter and then lost it. It was a game of runs, so still a lot at stake here. the next 20 minutes in this one. Get a look at the leaders in the various categories, and you can see the entertainers on the floor here. Well, we'll take a break from Madrid, come back and join us in 10 minutes for continuing coverage of the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup.
Y ahí están en pantalla. Vamos a buscar el amor en la grada de Madrid, en el Palacio de los Deportes. Que alguien avisa a esa pareja, por favor. Un besito, ¿no? ¡Wow! A ver, buscamos a otros. Buscamos el amor. Si te ves en la pantalla, bésate. Es el momento de la Kiss Cam. Hola. ¿Alguien puede avisar a esos chicos? Ahí está. Un besito, es la Kiss Cam, sí, sí, si sois vosotros. Ahí está, muy bien. Seguimos buscando el amor en las gradas del Palacio de los Deportes. Más amigos que vienen a disfrutar del baloncesto. Hola, ¿sí? ¿Sois vosotros? Qué bien. Ya vamos 3, seguimos buscando. Más parejas en la grada. Empieza ya el rock and roll aquí. Más amigos, mirando fotos de las mejores jugadas o de las vacaciones de verano. ¡Ole! Son 5, vamos a por el 6ª pareja. ¡Hola! Lo tenían claro. ¡Aplauda! Disfruten y celebren el amor. Es el momento de la Kiss Cam. Ha gustado tanto que quieren que repitáis. Claro que sí. Kiss Cam en la Copa del Mundo del Baloncesto FIBA España 2014. Vamos, esos amigos de Silvia. Tala. A ver ese superhéroe. A ver esa super chica. Oh yeah. Bueno. Dejad un poco para luego, chicos. Más gente por ahí. Buscamos el amor. No son pareja, están en ello, se han conocido gracias al baloncesto. Esto sí, ¿no? Hola. Eso es. El amor en el baloncesto. Si te ves en la pantalla, declara tu amor con un beso. A ver estos chicos de ahí. Le han hecho el lío y al final yo creo que es el que va de Pau, no soy el que quería. Sí, se estaba viendo venir. Más amor, eso es. Es el momento de la Kiss Cam. Bésate, que es gratis y reconforta. Uy. Bueno, último beso con estos chicos. Y pasamos a otra cosa. Gracias, Madrid.
Sun, night, sun, night, sun, night, sun, night, sun. Sun, party, night, sun, friends, sun, sports, sun, night, sun, day, sun, mountains, sun, night, fiesta, streets, only in Madrid. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be
mucho más. FIBA Basketball World Cup. Here are the tweets we have already received. Siga @FIBA para las últimas actualizaciones en la Copa del Mundo de Baloncesto FIBA. Aquí algunos de los tweets ya recibidos.
Buenas noches y bienvenidos a Madrid. Good evening and welcome to Madrid. Welcome to La Palacio de Deportes here in the Spanish capital. It is the first of two quarterfinal matches from Madrid. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you're just joining us, I beg your pardon, welcome. If you're rejoining us, welcome back. It's halftime between Serbia and Brazil. Serbia lead by the score of 37-32. And John, it's been a low-scoring affair for both teams.
Yeah, one thing that kind of surprised me, Barbosa is scoreless. He's been on the floor 13.5 minutes, but he's only shot one time, and he's been the leading scorer for Brazil throughout this World Cup. He's shooting so well from three-point range. Serbia's made it their priority to stop him, and he has not even been able to get any shot attempts up.
He is the leading scorer throughout the tournament for the Brazilians with 13 points per game, the only scorer for Brazil who averages in double digits. And John, both of these teams have been potent offenses. Brazil average 84 points per game. They're third in the tournament. Serbia just a shade under 80 points. They're eighth in the tournament. So does this surprise you that it's been a cagey affair between these two teams?
Well, we've seen some really tough defenses on both sides. Surprisingly, we've only seen 6 turnovers, 4 by Brazil and 2 by Serbia. They've both been taking care of the ball. They just cannot get the ball to drop.
It has been a well-played game throughout. A lot of game flow, an up and under move by Verajão just rims out. And John, we talked off the air about how many times Brazil have had those shots just fall out for them.
Yeah, they've gotten good looks at the basket. They've gotten there, just have not had the luck to have the ball go through the net.
Markovic turns the corner on a screen. His shot is short. He's got the rebound. He'll give it to Bjelica. Shot clock running down. Good patience by Bjelica. And Radulica with the dunk.
Another great drive and assist in this case by Bjelica. Nice finish. I was surprised with that one-handed slam.
Radulica made sure of that one. Barbosa, can he get himself going? Is he in the act of shooting, or referee says it was a pass, but Barbosa says, listen, I hit the backboard. John, your thoughts on this?
That's a tough call. I would think he was in the act of shooting. Radulica got his hand on the ball, so Barbosa was probably just trying to get that ball off any way he could.
Good play by Barbosa. As soon as you hear the referee's whistle, throw it up at the backboard, see if you get yourself a trip to the line. This time he wasn't rewarded. See how quickly Markovic closed him out. Barbosa's pass to Splinter. He tries to step through 2 white jerseys. It's off. What a great pass by Teodosic, and Bogdanovic with the one-handed crab jam.
Serbia gets off. That's the second dunk in 2 possessions.
Serbia jump out to a 9-point lead. It's their largest. Let's sort out the fives for you for Brazil. It's Quintas, Splitter, Verajão, Barbosa, and Marquinhos. Jump hook by Verajão is good for Serbia. It's Radulica, Markovic, Bjelica, Teodosic, and Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic just pass shots at Bjelica. He's top of the key, loves to operate there with his club team. Bjelica with an unusual jump shot. He follows his shot and lays it up and in.
Nice finish with his left hand, was able to clear space with his right. Get that off with his left.
Shots, does he? He doesn't take many. It was a Bird-esque play as he followed his shot and laid it up and in. Look how far, John, that Serbia are able to push Brazil away from the basket with their defense.
Yeah, we see Markovic just hound his opponents in the back court, front court. He's got good size, good physicality.
Serbia with a 9-point lead. This is their largest of the game. Markovic intercepts or deflects that pass intended for Splitter. That's a worried look on the bench by Larry Taylor from Brazil.
Again, we see Markovic with a great defensive possession.
Barbosa has to fire it up as the shot clock's running down. Bogdanovic comes up with it. Markovic shows good patience. Serbs trying to get the ball to Bogdanovic with the mismatch against Hortas, and Radulica dives to the basket, draws the foul.
We've got Coach Djordjevic right in front of us, and he told Radulica, clear out, give Bogdanovic the low post, let him work on the block against Huertas. And it was Bogdanovic that once he got the ball on the block, found a cutting Radulica, was able to draw the contact and foul.
Well, Coach Magnano has seen enough. He calls a timeout. Your score, Serbia 43, Brazil 34. Well, John, just to bring the viewers up to date, as you see the dance troupe on the floor, something happened off air. We want to just bring our viewers up to date. And the Brazilians, John, have lost their composure, haven't they?
They have. They got off to a poor start, but here we see out of frustration, looks like there's going to be 2 technical fouls called, one on Splitter and one on Marquinhos.
It happened as the teams were making their way to their benches, and Splitter and Vieira had something to say to the referees. And so Splitter has one technical, Vieira another. And John, it's a big occasion. We're on the world stage. You really need to keep your composure. Of course, it's difficult for Brazil right now. They're not playing well. They're down 9, but this is just going to add on some more misery.
Oh, this is very costly. Should be 4 free throws plus the ball. You cannot afford, you're already down 9 on the scoreboard. You don't want to give Serbia that much of a break.
Well, Radulica will step to the line first, so he's going to get his shots because he was fouled in the act of shooting. You can see Hortas is showing some leadership. Radulica misses the first. Radulica has shot well throughout the tournament from the line, about 70%. That's a beautiful shot there. So he'll step away, and then Teodosic, and look at Coach Djordjevic. He's a model of composure right now, John, isn't he? His team are in front, they're getting on top of this one. They lead by 10, and Teodosic's going to try to extend that lead. Teodosic shoots 72%. There's Marquinhos in the center of your screen with a towel around his shoulders. He was awarded one of the technical fouls. And John, as a player, this is just like watching the blood just flow from your body, isn't it?
It's painful. It's painful when you cannot do anything. Damage has been done. Now it's Teodosic that's taking full advantage of these free throws that they're being awarded. Plus, they get the ball out of bounds. If their technicals are called during dead ball situations, the ball is not in play during the free throws.
So it's Teodosic, who adds the 4 points for the technical. Radulica gets one of his 2 shots. And now the possession to the Serbs. A terrific pass to Markovic. And it's been a costly possession for the Brazilians. 7 points and 1 trip down the floor for Serbia. Court does a beautiful inside-out dribble. He lays it up and in.
No help defense, no rotation there. Huertas caught the Serbians napping from the weak side.
Serbia lead by 14. Remember, Brazil led by as many as 16 in the group phase game between these 2 teams, so don't go anywhere. Plenty of basketball left. Brazil just creating some adversity for themselves. Bogdanovic! Chisto Suzan! Swish from distance. Beautiful shot by Bogdanovic as he's starting to come alive. Nene goes out Radulica. Radulica draws the foul. Takes a couple of guys to get him up off the deck, John.
Yeah, watch his defense. He actually slides his feet and does a decent job. Nene's just a little too quick for him. Very difficult to guard Nene when he wants to go to the basket.
And well, look what it means to Bogdanovic. Seems like a man possessed. Teodosic has to say, hey, we're playing D. Nene. Mid-range jumper, no good. Bogdanovic with the rebound.
We saw Radulica given plenty of space there to try to contain any possible penetration.
Serbia lead by 17 points. Bogdanovic with some size advantage and length against Taylor in the low post. Pass over the top to Markovic. Markovic lines up a 3. That's no good. John, if you're Serbia with a 17-point lead, is it too early to think about tempo? You just go out and play your game?
They have to play a clean game right now because, you know, Brazil's been complaining to the officials, so they're just going to have to play clean. Plenty of time left. It's too early to try to slow down the tempo.
Barbosa, can he get himself going? Strong drive to the basket. And this is going to be a goaltending call against Nemanja Bjelica for Barbosa. It's a well-deserved basket, needed basket for the Brazilians. Just his first bucket of the night for Leandrinho. Teodosic somehow keeps the ball alive, pulls up for the shot, won't fall. Leandrinho in the open court is fouled by Bogdanovic. John,
Yeah.
what do Brazil need to do to get themselves back in this?
Well, we've seen Brazil play quite a few times, and they've been very effective when they're running the handoff, especially in the flex situation where they have the handoff from the high post, and it's usually Barbosa coming off that. Let's see if they go back to some of their bread and butter plays, get some easy baskets. See if they get a handoff right here, for example.
Bogdanovic trying to keep Barbosa on the sideline. Neto with an inside-out dribble. He rises, and it just wouldn't fall for him. Got a good shot, a good look at it, just couldn't convert the baby jump shot, and that has been emblematic of Brazil's luck this evening. Bjelica lines up a 3 of his own, in and out.
Serbia's been settling for the three-point shot.
Benojao wants a touch. Tries to seal off Bjelica. John, Brazil are out of sync. There's a lack of fluency in what they're doing offensively. Taylor going to try and go one-on-one. And he runs into Radulica, and Radulica sticks his hand up and admits the foul, but he's annoyed.
That's a great observation, Leon. You mentioned they're out of sync. We see typically one guy with the ball, and basically the other 4 players are standing and watching. We've seen some good basketball from Brazil in this game. In this tournament, we've seen all 6 of their games.
Well, Radulica picks up his 3rd personal, and he'll go to the bench.
And this has been very uncharacteristic of them.
Kirstic checks in for Radulica. Taylor misses the free throw, and when you're chasing a game as Brazil are here. You need to put points on the board. The clock is stopped. Taylor misses both free throws, but atones for his mistake, gets the rebound. Barbosa in the corner, guarded closely by Teodosic. That mid-range jumper won't fall, and Bogdanovic with the rebound. He's fouled from behind by Larry Taylor. Coach Magnano is going to turn to Raphael Hetzheimer, who has yet to play, trying to get some spark off the bench.
Hetzheimer can spread the floor. We know he can shoot from deep range.
John, talk about targets. You're Brazil. You're chasing the game by 15. You get 4 points in the quarter. Do you set milestones mentally for yourself?
Right now, you want to get some stops on the defensive end. You got to get some stops, and that will give you a chance to get out in transition, what they do well. So far, especially in this quarter, they've been unable to stop Serbia. He's been getting good looks right at the basket. It's the third dunk for Serbia in this quarter.
That basket good by Kirsten. You can see Nene put his hand up through the rim. That's a good way to break a finger. Not that I could get that high, John, but guys tell me that's the case. Neto, this pass to Taylor. It's very static and stationary from Brazil as 4 guys on the perimeter watching Nene trying to score a bucket inside. Bogdanovic to Bjelica. Look at the movement of Bogdanovic. Now Teodosic comes to get it from Kirstic. Bjelica spins, kicks. Teodosic with 2 on the shot clock. That's an excellent execution by the Serbs as they took 24 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, Taylor just didn't get there quite in time. He came closing out from the side. Teodosic has just been on fire this game.
Bogdanovic taps it. Barbosa with the presence of mind to pick it up in the backcourt. 7 on the shot clock.
Again, it was Markovic that got his hand on the ball, deflected the pass, almost came up with a steal.
So Kalinic comes in for Bogdanovic, who also picks up his 3rd foul. There's a shot by Teodosic. John, these 2 teams saw each other in group play, and no doubt they will have seen the tape. Certainly seen the tape many times. When you're in group phase of a competition, you try to keep a couple of plays in reserve or some defenses that you don't expose to the opponent, so you might use them later on?
No, that game was a game both teams wanted to win. Actually, the winner of that game would wrap up second place, which what Brazil did. So both teams went into that game. They both wanted to win. I doubt either coach saved anything.
Well, right now, Coach Magnano would certainly love to pull an ace out of his sleeve somewhere. He's desperate to try and get his team back in this. They trail by 19 through the Brazilians. Serbia have led by as many as 20. Kirstic in the low post. Give it out to Kalinic. Now Kirstic wants it inside, and Kirstic gets it, lays it up and in. Just a nice 2-man game by Kalinic and Kirstic.
That's great execution.
Now Serbia in the driving seat. That's just 21 points of difference, their largest lead. Barbosa, again, it's 1 guy dribbling, John, and 4 guys standing around for Brazil. Coach Magnano might need to change his personnel. Kirstic wants a touch in the low post. Goes at Nene, the reverse layup up and good. And John, it's been an accomplished performance by the veteran Kirstic, who has played sparingly up until this point.
Yeah, he's been getting better as time has gone on. We knew he came in nursing an injury, leg injury.
Neto, the 22-year-old with a big 3 for Brazil. Kirstic with 8 points, but it's Teodosic with 23 for the Serbs, the only player in double digits for the Eagles of Serbia. Kirstic finds Markovic on a shuffle cut. Markovic lays it up and in.
There's a difference. We talk about how static Brazil is on the offensive end. We see the Serbian players moving without the ball. A great pass from Krstic.
Nene loses the ball momentarily. Now wants to get it on the baseline. His jump hook won't fall. Another shot that just bounces on the rim several times and falls out from Brazil.
There's been no dead ball. Magnano wanted to get a couple players in, a couple substitutions. There's been no stoppage in play. Doesn't look like there will be until the end of the quarter.
Little pocket pass from Teodosic to Krstic, and the two veterans combine for the two. How many times have you seen those guys play together? Barbosa will lay it up and in just at the death of the third quarter. The referee in front of us signals it's good. And so Serbia with a commanding 22-point lead against Brazil. It's Serbia 66, Brazil 44 in the first quarterfinal game from Madrid. John, to what extent for Brazil can you look at the emotional win against Argentina 2 nights ago? You know, oftentimes when you have a win like that, there's the letdown. And is this a factor at play here?
Well, that was a very emotional win for them the other night. They had 2 nights to recover. But, you know, I thought they came out good. They looked sharp in the beginning of this game. But Serbia has just dominated. They came out in this third quarter, ran off 29 points. If you remember, when they played in the group phase, Serbia also dominated the third quarter. They scored 32 points in that third quarter and took over the game at that point. Brazil was able to recover and win that, but they didn't learn their lesson coming out of the halftime locker room. Serbia's been tough in the third quarters, and that was a lot of points to give up, 29 points.
Score 29 points to 12 in that third quarter. It's really only been the second quarter that was close. There's the technical foul, which either Splitter or Vieira got. So Splitter comes back into the game for Brazil. Portas, Garcia, Berajão, Splitter, and Barbosa for Brazil. Serbia will counter with Teodosic, Markovic, Bjelica, Krstic, and Kalinic. John, you and I have seen a lot of basketball. We know that 22 points can disappear quickly. Don't go anywhere. There's still plenty of time in this game for the Brazilians to get themselves back in it. Look away pass from Teodosic. Bjelica call for the travel, and that's exactly what the Brazilians need to do, is get stop after stop.
There you see Alex Garcia giving up a lot of height, but he was able to hold his position and force that turnover. Brazil's got their big guns on the court now. They've probably got their best 5 players on offensively. So look for them to make some kind of a run here.
This is better ball movement by the Brazilians. There's Hortas, who is the conductor who makes the music for this team. His penetration causes a foul. So Teodosic is going to come and get a couple of minutes break as Bogdanovic will spell him. Garcia, can he get things going for Brazil? His shot off the mark. Hortas picks up the long rebound. Hortas' teardrop shot up and off the mark. Splitter with the rebound. He can't convert. But John, that's a better offense and better effort from the Brazilians that trip down the floor.
No doubt they had 3 chances to score. Serbia dodges the bullet there.
Markovic lets fly with a 3, and that rolls around and in, and he looks eyeball to eyeball with Coach Djordjevic and says, "Coach, is that the way you used to do it when you were playing?" Well, there's great appetite, John, isn't there, by the Serbs? They are up for this game.
They came in, they were confident. You could feel it, you could sense they had the momentum coming into this game. They felt great after their convincing victory over Greece.
Portas to Verajao, the baseline jump shot, finds the bottom. That's a much needed basket for the Brazilians. But they cannot continue to trade threes for twos. Referee calls a timeout here as he's talks to the scorer's table to try and fix a technical issue.
The game clock was not running. It should be 8:31. 8:31.
He's happy, so it's sideline ball for Serbia. There's Krstić in the low post against Splitter. So quick is Krstić with his footwork. He'll find Kalinic, and everyone joins the party. Kalinic with a three.
Nice pass by Krstić to set up Kalinic, who had plenty of time and got a clean look at the basket. He's been shooting extremely well from three-point range, over 60%.
It's the 7th three-pointer for the Serbians. Verajao saying the ball was kicked first. Now Coach Ruben Magnano is going to bring in Machado, John. He's a three-point expert, and I think his instructions are to come in and let it fly, I imagine.
Yeah, we've seen him score. Doesn't matter how long he's been on the bench. His first touches usually result in baskets. Doesn't need a whole lot of time to get warmed up, even though he's 39 years old.
When does Brazil come back with Marquinhos? Krstić showing his numbers down the gut, doesn't get it from Bjelica. Shot clock running down, 4 seconds for Serbia. Bogdanovic steps back with a three! Bogdanovic with a troika! And Garcia is draped all over him. Oh my heavens, when it's going your way, it's going your way. And John, Serbia have got themselves in a winning position.
Nothing falling for Brazil. That's what happens when you're down on the scoreboard. Press a little bit more, and when you're up on the scoreboard, those shots are just that much easier. We've seen Serbia knock them down.
This foul is going to be on Alex Garcia, who gets called for holding Bogdanovic. You can't blame him. Bogdanovic just shot one right in his face. Last trip down the floor, there it is. Garcia couldn't have guarded him any better. Sometimes you got to stick your hand up, John, and commend the guy you're guarding and say, hey, that's a great shot. A wraparound bounce pass to Krstić. Splitter tips it out of the cylinder so it won't fall. Hetzheimer, he pulls the trigger on a three, and that's too hard. Bjelica is going to try his shot at a three, no good. Markovic commits the foul on Portas. Krstić will come out, and he can be pleased with the contribution that he has made thus far, John. Krstić with 10 points on 16 minutes of action.
He did a good job on the defensive end also, negating Nene from scoring his post moves.
That's a tough one to say, negating Nene. Even I had a hard time. This is an offensive foul on Hetzheimer on a moving screen. Well, you and I didn't anticipate this. It's a 29-point difference so far. Give it to Hetzheimer, gives it back to Machado. Machado lines up a three. Splitter tips it up, it won't fall. Hetzheimer with the putback, and that finally drops.
Well, they've got so many second, third looks at the basket. They finally got one to drop. They're still playing hard. Brazil, give them credit, but they're down on the scoreboard. And
Radulica with another flush. She acknowledges the pass. Machado trying to find space. Bjelica closes him out. Here's Garcia on the baseline to Splitter. Pass is broken up. And Brcevic will come and replace Nemanja Bjelica. You just get the feeling, John, that Coach Djordjevic feels that his team have got it. That maybe he's thinking about resting some legs. Good determined effort by Splitter. A little bounce pass to Hortus. Hortus is unerring in making that jump shot. Hortus with 4 points. Teodosic saw something that Bogdanovic didn't see. Teodosic is always a couple of steps ahead of everybody.
That's right, that was a rare turnover by Serbia. Only committed 5 entire game.
Teodosic comes out to be replaced by Jovic. What an experience this is for the number 6 Serbia, Jovic. He's 23 years old. Playing basketball here at the top table. There's the 39-year-old Machado, can't get his shot going. He's come out of retirement, international retirement, to appear here for his country. Try and have some impact on this game. Serbia with a little dribble weave. Work the clock. Bogdanovic with another deep 3, no good. And Splitter with the rebound. Quick outlet here to Hortus. Jovic knocks the ball out of bounds. 27 points is the difference for Serbia. They have led by as many as 29. Splitter down the lane. He's fouled by Brcevic. Brcevic is still playing hard, John. He's fighting for minutes.
Sure is, and we see him go up strong. He got enough of the wrist, but he didn't allow the basket, which is the most important thing.
Thiago Splitter has had a terrific year in the NBA. Member of the San Antonio Spurs that won the NBA championship. Just shows some frustration there, struggling from the line. Well done to those Brazilian fans who traveled here to this part of the world. Got a violation. Someone did a little bit early. It's a Serbian jersey in early, so Splitter will get another chance to make that second free throw, and he does. Marko Simonovic is going to come in for Nikola Kalinic. Kalinic gets a couple of high fives and a pat on the backside by Coach Djordjevic.
Georgia's getting physical on the sidelines.
Well, I tell you, he looks in great shape, John. I mean, he could probably lace him up.
Oh, he could shoot. There's no doubt about that.
Again, great fluency here by the Serbs. And, you know, John, right now they got the reserve players in and they're running their sets. Brcevic with a 3, and that's terrific execution by the Serbs.
Yeah. Playing with a lot of confidence. It's just trickling down all through the roster.
A well-oiled offense there by the Serbs. Radulica is saying to Brcevic, play D without fouling. Brcevic should wear 5 on his chest because he comes in to give away 5 fouls and then go out. Radulica pays tribute to the crowd as he comes out to be replaced by Vladimir Stimac. There's Leandrinho Barbosa, and he looks disconsolate, John, doesn't he?
Well, he had such a good tournament coming in. Thought he really stood out in all their games. He's just shut down by the Serbian defense. Only got 1 shot off in that first half, and I think that really was the key.
Barbosa was with the team when they were in Japan at the World Cup. Brazil finished 17th, having won only 1 game, and then in 2010 in Turkey they finished 9th. Going 1 step further here, they got to the quarterfinals. They'll be in the top 8. And John, their record 4-2 right now, 4 wins. They came out of the most difficult group. They have nothing to be ashamed of.
No, we've seen some very good basketball and good chemistry by this Brazilian team.
Vladimir Stimac in for Serbia. Protasevic, one thing he can do is shoot in and out. Protasevic is headed here to Madrid next season to play for the Estudiantes club. Get plenty of minutes there and get some ACB experience. That'll be good for him.
Yes, looks like he's got a bright future. He's got good skills, good length. His body needs to develop still, gain some strength.
Thiago Splitter checks out to be replaced by Marquinhos. Stimac, an up fake, and a left-handed baby shot. Good. Shadow gets in the lane, turnaround jump shot, and that is short. Hetzheimer powers it up. He's blocked by Bogdanovic. It's the second block by Bogdanovic tonight. So barring miraculous finish to this, Serbia will play the winner of France versus Spain later on this evening. Join us for action. That is 10 o'clock local time. There's the block by Bogdanovic. Raul Neto comes in for Marcelino Huertas. Huertas goes out, and John, what a great ambassador he has been for the game. What a class act. We had the opportunity to see him in a press conference in Granada. He is ever so eloquent in English, Spanish, and his native Portuguese. And, our thoughts are with him right now. He's certainly disappointed with the way the team's played tonight. Stimac showing some good footwork in the low post. Jovic backs it out for Serbia, wants to whittle some more seconds off the clock, does the number 6 for the Serbs. Jovic's pass intended for Stimac. Here's the pass ahead by Neto to Marquinhos, and it's Nikola Kalinic with another block.
How did he get to that ball? Excellent play.
Nikola Kalinic just never gives up. Speaking of never giving up, there's Alex Garcia. He's got 2 speeds, Garcia, on and off. Garcia shot rims out. And last touch by Rafael Hetzheimer. The Serbia ball with a minute and 37 seconds left, and Ratko Katic, the number 14, will come in. There's Kalinic saying, get out of my casa. Look at that block, terrific. That Brazilian fan is just rolling her shoulders saying, John, what can we do? You know, it's just one of those nights for Brazil, isn't it?
Brazil struggled. We saw them even early. They struggled with their looks close to the basket. They just continued.
Marquinhos says, last time I went to the basket, it got blocked. I'll pull up and shoot the 3, and he knocks it down. Marquinhos, look at Coach Djordjevic. He's hugging all of his troops. He knows that this game is almost officially in the books. He commends his staff. 1 minute to play. Serbia leads Brazil 82-54. Ratko Katic trying to get points on the board. Stimac with the offensive rebound and putback. So the Serbs will join the Americans and the Lithuanians. 3 teams in the semifinals. The last time the Serbs were in the semifinals in 2010 in Turkey. They finished in 4th position. John, it's been a long time since Brazil have been in the semis, and sadly for them, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Yes, and looking forward, Serbia had a tough game with France. Won that game by 1 point, and they gave Spain all they could handle. They ended up losing by 16. But they'll have a shot. It will be an interesting semifinal game, regardless of their opponent.
Brazil have not been in the semis since 1978 when the World Cup was in the Philippines. They'll have to wait another 4 more years at least. As Coach Djordjevic, who embraces Coach Ruben Magnano as the players meet, shake hands. It's been a hard-fought game, a well-played game by both teams. but Serbia definitely the better of the two teams. There's your final score. Serbia 84, Brazil 56 in the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. You can see what it means to the Serbian team. Neto points to the heavens. Serbia, Coach Djordjevic steps off the court. He's delighted with his team's effort, as well he should. And Milos Teodosic led the Eagles of Serbia with 23 points. Bogdanovic had 12, Krstic 10, and Radulic had 10 points as well. So 4 scorers in double digits. John, that's emblematic of how well Serbia played.
Serbia played an excellent game. They took care of the ball, came out from the locker rooms in the third quarter, came out sharp. I think that those technical fouls were the beginning of the end. At that point, it's a 9-point deficit for Brazil, but really they had no chance after that.
Look at that, John. Both teams 6 and 7 turnovers. If you tell Brazil, look, before the game, you're only going to turn the ball over 7 times, they're going to say, hey, we're going to be in the game. It's going to be close.
That's right, especially against this pressure defense. Serbia is very physical on the perimeter.
Teodosic with 23 points. He started tonight. He has come off the bench throughout most of this tournament. One can only imagine he's going to start in the semifinals. As for Brazil, Anderson Varejão with 12, Marquinhos with 12 in the losing effort. Garcia with 8, Splitter just 3, the leading scorer. Barbosa with just 5, Marcelo Hortas with just 4 points. So difficult night for the Brazilians.
Like those shooting percentages, difficult to win with that. 34% from 2-point range, 33 from 3-point range. They rebounded well. They got 14 offensive rebounds. Weren't able to convert.
Well, come back and join us in a little while as we bring you coverage of France versus Spain in the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup.